Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. Today we'll be sampling the Alex Bradley Prensado.
Prensado. Yes.
Prensado, yes.
So
This
these
is a box
are
press.
a box pressed. I think it was a Toro, but it seems smaller than that. But yeah, it's a Toro. And I've had one of these before. I don't remember what size I have, but I think it was bigger than this.
Churchill maybe, or a Torp?
I don't know. It might have been a Torp or something. I don't know.
I know you
I know I had the Prensado, and I did like it very much.
I know you like the Torp shapes. So.
Oh, I love them. That's why I got 40 torpedoes this month. I really like the shape.
And by the way, the reason he got 40 is because he's not buying any next month.
Exactly, so they got to last me for 2 months. I'm going to say that the main thing I'm picking up on here is maybe some barley smell and maybe some chocolate and cedar. It's blended nice enough together, though. It's hard to differentiate the smells, I think.
I'm picking up, I think it would be dark chocolate. Cedar and earth.
Yeah, the earth is barley, or close to.
Earth, barley.
It's an earthy scent, yeah. And then you got that chocolate, and you got the cedar. So we're essentially in agreement on what the smells are. And as I said, they're kind of blended well enough. It's hard to differentiate exactly and pick them apart and say, oh, this is that, and that's this. And, well, anyways, fire them up.
Here for the initial smoke. I gotta do it.
She's got to do one thing real quick.
Okay, so here we go. We're lighting this at 6:20 in the evening.
Yes, I'll get the stopwatch going. That was a nice feature. Nice and tasty so far. Ouch. It's getting harder and harder to sit on the floor as I get older and older. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to reverse that.
I'm laughing because for once I used the wide side of this lighter to light my cigar instead of...
Looks like you got it mostly. Yeah, you got it.
Initial taste is chocolate. Definitely a chocolate taste I'm picking up.
I would say it's more on the chocolatier side,
I can see this being good for a mocha, by the way.
It's very similar so far to the cigar we had last night, but a totally unique flavor of its own that, you know...
I think this is my first Alex Bradley, too, isn't it?
No, you've had the family blend. I know that.
The one that I have had was the Vandals.
Oh, yeah, and you've had the Vandal. And you had a black market,
and I was trying to get you some filthy hooligans.
Unfortunately, again, this will not be the year because of, well, travel.
Vacation's more important than a box of filthy hooligans.
Well, it's not even a vacation. So
you said treat it like a vacation.
Yeah, of course. If you're going someplace on business, you know, and you don't exactly really care to be there, still enjoy yourself. Find a reason to go out and do something. Now, of course, hers is surgery, so at least 1 or 2 days she won't be going out. But
Don't worry, I'll be sending.
There are sights to see and things to do, and
don't
going
worry,
to try to.
we will be going there nicely. But here's the funny thing about it is, I'm sending the sandwich man out to get me a sandwich, as well as the sandwich dog. The problem is, Mr. Doggy better not be eating my sandwich.
Oh, he will eat your sandwich because he loves your sandwich. He says, "Give me all the sandwiches that you have."
Hardly.
Well, you called him the sandwich dog.
Well, it's because he got a sandwich recently. I know if I send you out for either food for me or whatever, you know.
Yep, I will feed him your sandwich. Oh, our neighbors are having fun. Actually, it's a neighbor downstairs.
So,
I'm also picking up some leathery notes at this point, too. Those moments of silence. We shouldn't do them on video. Anyways, we'll see you at about a third of the way in.
Welcome back, everyone, to Living Simply and Fun, Part 2 of the Prensado.
Prensado.
Prensado. I have a lousy time pronouncing things.
So, I will tell you one thing I realized. There's a difference between this and the Casada. The Casada, I said, had chocolate flavors, but that was more of a coffee and a darker chocolate, so it was more of a mocha flavor. This is more of a milk chocolate flavor, in my opinion. And with the Casada, I also kind of got hints of nutmeg and I forgot what else. But seeing that's why we usually did notes, because we wouldn't have remembered. I'd say that this has some leather notes in it too, and I didn't get many leather notes out of the Casada. I remember there was some floral near the end.
I'm getting milk chocolate, and I'm getting leather notes, yes.
So
I don't know what else I'm getting.
It's been a nice even burn. We're currently 25 minutes into third way, so I really have nothing else to add at this time. This is just a very pleasurable smoke, and it's a nice slow puff where it doesn't require a lot of attention. It doesn't need many fixes. Looks like she's got one just as I say that. I did have one canoe going right at the beginning, and that kind of upset me, but it's worked itself to the point that I'm not upset about it now. I will say the band is a very nice band. I sometimes don't refer to the band anymore in the videos, but I still save all my bands. I got a drawer that's huge, and I thought the Amati band had changed, so I went digging through the drawer for like 20 minutes last night to find an old band and compare them, and it's the same band, so I just remembered it differently. You got anything else to say?
No, it's a really good slow-burning cigar, which I really do like, so I guess this means wait for the halfway mark.
Yeah, wait until we get to the final third, and we'll be back.
Welcome back to the final third of the Alec Bradley Prensado.
Prensado, yes. You were much better that time. And this is actually a little long for the final third, but it's close. That's why we decided to switch over.
What's the stopwatch?
The stopwatch right now says 56 minutes. I'll guarantee I got another 20 in this, at least. So, this is as long as the Casada yesterday, which was 3.5 inches. This was 6 inches. So this is almost twice the length, but smokes in about the same amount of time. And I've been conserving on it, so it's just a fast-burning cigar, honestly. Where are you going?
I was looking for the Casada box, but I don't know where I put it.
It's up there. It's on top of some CDs. You had it about to fall off.
These are 4x50.
Oh,
not
4.
3.5.
Okay, so they're 4. So this is 2 inches longer and smokes in the same amount of time. About. As for the flavors, I think the chocolate's gotten a slightly bit richer, and there's some more grainy flavors, but nothing I could pick up as this grain or that grain. It's a very mild grain, and maybe some light woodsiness.
I'm picking up light woodsiness, but I'm also picking up stronger hints of chocolate. But I'm going to disagree with Aaron, my companion here, in cigar smoking, because I'm picking up a heavy amount of cedar.
Yeah, well, when I said woodsy, I was almost about to say I think that could be the cedar that I was noticing earlier coming back. But it's mixed in pretty well, and those leather notes I was talking about seem to be gone. Maybe they've blended in with the cedar well.
I would like to make another statement. In this cigar, in my opinion, this cigar, and I've not tried many Alex Bradleys, but the ones I have are all full complex cigars. Full complex meaning complicated and complex, right. Not the strength.
Well, this is definitely a full flavor, mild body.
Mm-hmm.
You get all the flavor, but none of the burn issues. Now, there is something I did want to bring up. Rita, again, tonight, had issues with her filling, tasting metallic in her mouth from the cigar. And I said, well, maybe it's just the cigar heating up the filling and causing that flavor. So why not try switching to the other side? Well, me, when I smoke, I'm always on my right side. And I've tried smoking on my left side, and it just feels awkward. I'm wondering if any of you have a problem repositioning your cigar to somewhere else in the mouth, or if you just get used to it over time, or do you always switch up? That takes a lot of thought, I think. I just do what comes naturally. I hold it in my right hand because I'm right-handed, so it goes on the right side of my mouth. Even if I'm holding it with my left hand, I tend to hold it between 2 fingers, and I still go right side. And that's so I can reach around.
We never talk about it, but this produces a lot of smoke.
Yes, it is. It's a very smoky cigar. It likes to linger. It doesn't smell bad. It's got a pleasant room note for the most part. And it'll dissipate pretty quickly, too. But anyways, I wanted to pose that question. We usually never get answers on our questions. And again, if you've tried the Prensado, you should leave comments on your thoughts, or if you've disagreed with us or agreed with us and why.
I also wanted to say...
And we haven't given a rating yet.
Just for poops and giggles in this video, since we've made it shorter than most videos out there this time, I'd like you to tune in tomorrow for our Super Bowl cigar.
We're gonna, I think we've decided possibly to go with the Cohiba Nicaragua, 6x60.
Yeah, the Gigante.
Yes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give my review overall on this. I'm going to say that this is about an 8.5. It's a beautiful smoke, and it comes through very nice, lots of smoke. The canoe issues, though, were a little concerning, and the fact that this actually burns a little faster than I would have liked for a 6-inch cigar. It's the box press itself holds fairly tight. Mine's rounded out, but it didn't cause any problems. I've had box press before that start to kind of crack as they round out. This has not. So, but yeah, I'll give it an 8.5. It's not the best cigar I've had on the market. The price point, I think, is between $8 and $10 for these cigars.
Sorry we didn't look it up for our notes because, well, we usually do, but this came in our sampler of Christmas to go.
And given its price point, this is that's another reason I gave it an 8.5. It's a good cigar, but it's higher priced than other cigars that are comparable, in my opinion, in flavor and in smokability that don't have the mild canoe issues And so, yeah, I'm going an 8.5. You?
After this worked its way out for being fixed and everything, I'm going to have to agree with Aaron. It is an 8.5, but I also wanted to say that, he's right. It is a full flavored cigar, but mild. And I also want to say some of the people here talk about it, and I will do it, is the ash is pretty thick and pretty gray, so it's got a good ash, in my opinion.
Yeah, and speaking of ash, another thing that I've noticed too is that when you have a nice, thick, hard, crunchy ash, you also tend to have a bad draw. The tobacco tends to be packed into the wrapper a little too tight. That's not always true, but it seems to ring true. And when you have a soft, powdery ash, it seems that the cigar burns faster, but at the same time, it also tends to have more smoke and more flavor. And I notice a lot of reviewers actually saying, I really like this cigar because it has a thick, crunchy ash that just holds. For one, I don't like to hold my ash on. That's kind of an impressive thing to see the ash that long, but when you're smoking inside and you got a carpet or a chair that's cloth under you, or heck, even your pants because you're sitting down, you lose that ash, it makes a horrible mess, and it ends up, maybe doing some burn damage too. Because the ash does stay hot when it's, like right now, if I tip this into my hand, it would burn a little. So, I don't understand the need for that.
Did you ever see that movie Lightning Jack with Paul Hogan, where he eats the cigar?
No, never seen that. I've known somebody who swallowed lit cigarette butts before. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I've seen people put them out on their hand. In fact, I put one out on my bare foot once, but that hurt like heck. That was a bad idea. I figured my skin's thicker down there. It wouldn't burn as much as my hand. But now I got a blister from it, so it's not a wise idea to put out lit tobacco on yourself anywhere.
Exactly. So,
I don't even know how that really came about. It came from talking about the ash itself, but we try to talk about different things too when we do these videos. Things that might be educational to somebody who smokes on rare occasion, or somebody who's looks for something in particular. Maybe they're looking for the wrong thing in a cigar, and they might learn something.
I do want to say that in the end, you got to puff slower because it is getting hot at the end.
Yeah, it is picking up in heat, but that's to be expected as the cherry's getting closer and closer to your mouth as well.
And your fingers.
And this is something I'd like to know the answer to, if anybody does. Every once in a while, I'd say maybe once out of every 50 to 75 cigars that I've had, I get that one where the butt is cold and the smoke is just very plain, but the butt itself feels like ice. And it's on fire. How does something on fire feel like ice? I'm sure that there's actually a scientific reason for that. Something about heat transfer or something, or, chemical reaction of this and that and the other thing, and the atmospheric pressure, and I don't know, maybe it's much simpler than that. But I always like that when it happens because I can smoke it further and further down, and that's when I get down to having like a less than half an inch left on my butt. And I'm like, wow, that was interesting.
I was hoping for all of you out there, since we are living simply and fun, to do a review on a movie that we watched yesterday.
Yeah, we might do that. So stay tuned to see if we actually do that. But anyways, that's all I think I got for the cigar. Yep. I gave it an 8.5, and what was yours? 8.5. So
please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Thank you, and may God bless you all.